I woke up this morning and I wanted to create something because it's not just about satisfying your hunger. It's about satisfying a need, a craving that you want. And there's something that goes into that. So I wanted a sandwich, and not just any sandwich. I wanted to create something that I could be proud of and that would satisfy all those cravings that I have. The foundation of a good sandwich, good bread. Sometimes you have one of those days where you just need something. You know what it is. It always goes back to food. And you're craving something that you don't need, but you want. You want it deep down within your soul. Something delicious, something comforting, something you had maybe in your childhood, something you haven't had before, an experience, a food experience perhaps. But when I make a sandwich, I like mayonnaise on every section of both breads because I don't like taking a bite without anything on it. I love a good sandwich. And I think it stems back from when I was a kid. You'd have your sandwiches you would take to school, and then you got the sandwiches that mom would make on the weekends. Big old tortas is what she would call them. And that would be filled with all kinds of stuff. So I make my sandwiches a very particular way. I love it. I love going and finding the ingredients and putting it together like a scavenger hunt, putting it together like a puzzle, and then ultimately you got your big old sandwich ready for you. And that's the prize right there. Taking that first bite. Now, of course, you could add extra little things. You know, you can put some chips in there, make it a little crunchy. You can put some pickles in there. I'm not gonna say no. There's actually nothing I don't want in a sandwich. You get an order of onion rings to go, please? Sure, that's it. That's it. I like in my sandwich a little crunch in there. So onion rings are nice and crunchy and fried. Oh, look at that. Thank you so much. Halfway there. Let's go get the cheeses. And the reason why is the cheese is cold, and it'll hold. I want to get the meat last because the meat will be nice and warm. You put the cheese on it, it'll kind of melt it a little bit. And these onion rings are like steaming out. Yeah, because I do the domestic mozzarella. There's so many cheeses to choose from, but I love mozzarella. Just to put it right on top of the warm meat, let it melt a little bit. Good, thick sandwich meat. I got about 7, 8 slices. Big piece of bread I got, so it's gonna be a big sandwich. It smells great. And what's a good sandwich salami?
I mean, the molinari is like a nice, what we use in our sandwiches.
The molinari?
Classic dry salami.
All right. I'll do about maybe 10 thin slices of that. Thank you. I got some prosciutto and some molinari salami. Now this isn't the main meat. This is just for a little flavor and texture. It's gonna be a crazy sandwich. It's gonna be good. I'd just like to get some brisket, maybe about a pound.
Thanks. Give me a minute.
Thanks. Brisket. Let's go get some corned beef. This is perfect. He's cutting it thin, but still a little thick. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. I like the slices he's cutting it. Not too thick, because then it's overwhelming, but just thick enough so you get a nice good bite out of it. I like thin slices just to get enough of that crunch in there. Alright, so these are not just for eating, but you can also just need a rest in the middle of it. Apparently this is good for you. I don't know why, I can't see anything. Now I feel like someone's gonna steal my sandwich. So. This tomato's nice and firm. Look at that. Look at all that juice coming out. I feel like I'm in Vegas right here, dealing some cards. So prosciutto is aged pork. Oh, I can do a cheese board right now. For those of you who don't know, this goes very well with cheese board. I'm just gonna layer that on there. And with the sandwiches I like, I want every square inch covered. So this is just a taste. Shouldn't be overpowering, but just 10 slices. Look at that. Just like a cucumber. Put them all over. Look at that. Beef brisket. I talked to the guy. They make about, I don't know, smoked about maybe 5-6 hours. Look at that. So now, I'll take the cheese. As you can see, we have our layers. The cheese is starting to melt a little bit onto the meat. Ooh, it's perfect. So this, my mom used to put this on all my sandwiches. Actually, I haven't had it in years. As you can see, we have our layers. Now, I like to put the corned beef last. Corned beef I love with mustard. And some mustard I'll put on the top. Our crunch. There. Now take this. Look at that. I can make you one if you want. On top. Look at that. A little snack for the afternoon. A little bit of barbecue sauce. The biggest challenge with a sandwich like this is taking that first bite, and the second bite, and the third bite. That's where the fun comes in, and the food experience. I got one shot at this thing. I love a good sandwich. Get a nice French bread that's just freshly baked. Fresh ingredients, put it all on there, layer it up. There's something about satisfying not just your hunger, but the creative part and the process of making something that is going to be nutrition for you. So I decided I'm going to make a sandwich, and I'm going to go out and get ingredients from who knows where and see what I come up with. That's good. That's some good bread too. I must roll in my face. Oh, so good. It's a new creation, a new food memory, and it fed my soul, or is feeding my soul, because I haven't even begun doing this yet. I took 2 bites, and that was pretty hard. It'll be interesting how far I get, but that's the whole point, and that's what a sandwich is. It's layers. Don't just have a sandwich, don't just go have a meal. Make it a memory. Make it a food experience. You know why? It's gonna be great.
Good sandwich.
You like